Welcome back to Little Hollow Homestead. As you can tell, it's been a little while since I started this framing project. I've got that pesky thing called a full-time job that keeps me away from doing the projects I really would like to be doing. And unfortunately, I have to make money, as do we all. Anyway, now that the framing is complete, I'll take you around and show you the finished product and show you plans for the future and what we're going to do for electrical and for heating down here. Kind of just the layout of the basement and what our plans are, and get you caught up to date with the framing project that is now complete. Okay, I think this is where we left off in the beginning video. So as you can tell, all the walls are framed, windows, sills, all trimmed out, ready to go. Added this piece of OSB to give the sheetrock some support in the back. Then when you lay the sheetrock, you just run a bead of caulk down in between the window frame and the sheetrock, and you can finish painting it. You always want to make sure that you provide a framing surface, or a nailing surface rather, for the sheetrockers to attach your sheetrock. You can tell here we had to add some little furring strips out to accept the top of this wall. Actually furred out around the entire heating and air conditioning system. Got to this corner. I made a huge mistake in this corner. Fortunately, I didn't record that on video. Anyway, this took some major reconstruction to get that right. I thought I did it right the first time, and started looking at it and realized that I really messed things up. It was really poorly done. Anyway, it's fixed now. We're ready to move on. Learning as we go, right? This room, we originally had two openings in this room. One for the mechanical room and then one for a storage area. I decided to just go with one door, and then I framed this door frame in to make a solid wall, and then this will be my my reloading and gun room in here. And these shelves will go to another storage area. I'll show you in just a minute. Had a little tricky spot right here around this duct that you can see drops down. So rather than mess with a funky angle there, I just brought this wall all the way across and straight back down. So it'll just box this area in rather than mess with that angle. That would have given me maybe an extra foot of space, but wasn't worth it in my mind. So anyway, this furring out around all this ductwork really ate up lumber. It, as you can tell, it took a lot of lumber to get this right, but we got her done. This will be a bedroom. There's the closet we framed in there, and then got this window all framed in. You can see here I used 2x6s instead of using that OSB to finish the window sill. And then here, this is the off and on for my water for my house, and also the stop and waste for my sprinkling system. So I've got to have access to this little hose every winter so I can drain my sprinkling system for the winter. So I framed that out. I'll just put a little door right there, a little access door, that we can get in and do that every year, spring and fall. So over here, as I mentioned, rather than take out this wall here that I framed earlier for a office for my daughter-in-law to work while they lived here, it really could have been 2 bedrooms if I would have taken this wall and moved it back to this load-bearing wall here. Decided not to do that. I have to reroute electrical, heating and air conditioning, not to mention tearing out drywall, which I absolutely despise doing. Didn't want any part of that. So this is just going to be a little bonus storage room. You can tell right now we've got our pigs that we raised this summer. We've got one of them safely tucked away in this freezer down here. Eventually that is going to move over to this bigger storage room. This is a is a large storage room my wife can fill full of her Christmas holiday stuff and whatever. Nice big storage room here. Here, as you can tell by that box on the wall, I'm going to put an outlet there for the freezer I just showed you. Then I'm going to run another outlet box right here, and the chest freezers out in the garage, I'll plug into that one. I'm going to have a different circuit on each of these. On the off chance that both of these freezers start up at the same time, they will blow a 20 amp breaker. So we don't want to do that. We're going to keep them separate. The likelihood of that happening is not great, but we don't want to take a chance of losing all that meat that we work so hard to produce. Then, debating on whether or not to put a door here. This is underneath my front porch. Stays really cool in here. I'm thinking I may end up putting a door there. We talked about these funky little ducts that come down, that they couldn't drill through this load-bearing beam, this glulam beam. So they routed the ductwork in a horseshoe around it and then extended fresh air supply. That's a vent, and over there is a vent. So I've got the strips up there, you'll see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make me a fake beam, and I'm gonna come down with a 2x12 across with, I'm not sure, that's gonna be probably two 2x12s joined together with biscuits. And then you cut them out of 45. As it comes down, you'll have a 45 this way, and then the bottom will be a 45 this way. So it will look like a solid wood beam. So we'll do that. As soon as the sheetrock and the paint are done, we will put that beam in place. All right, well, thanks for stopping by the homestead this afternoon. We're gonna get started on the electrical work here pretty quick, and that should go fairly quickly. Not gonna have a lot of electrical needs down here. Behind me, next to Stephen the deer, we're gonna have a gas fireplace right here. And so we'll have to run a vent out, and the gas line is just right above us here. So that should be fairly easy, but it'll just require a blower motor outlet for that. So 110, I'm not gonna need to pull anything more than 110 around this room. And in the bedroom, just power the freezers and power my wife's workout equipment, and then TV and whatever else we have down here. But I'll put lots of outlets in. Worst thing to do at this point is not put enough outlets. If you think you got enough, add a couple more, just in case. You can never have too many outlets, in my opinion. Anyway, so there you have it. Another project, one phase of the project complete. We're gonna move on and get the electrical, the HVAC, and then we'll move on to sheetrock. I'm so excited for that, and I'll bring you along on that journey as well. So thanks for stopping by. If you got any value out of this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like. You're always welcome to come back, leave comments, and let's figure this stuff out together. Thanks. We'll see you next time.